Hello everyone, welcome to Roseburg Gardens, my home, and another episode of Northeast Living. I'm Mark Jennings, your host. Now, if you're a runner, maybe you just finished the ING Hartford Marathon, or maybe you're thinking about the Manchester Road Race, or even if you're running, or what I like to do is just simply walk for some great exercise. Well, my buddies at New Balance have some great information for you. Take a look.
Hello, my name is Michael DeCibio from New Balance South Windsor and Avon, and we're here to talk to you today about recovery for fall road races and marathons. One of the things that we're really proud of is our active involvement in all the different road races and marathons in the area, some of them being the Manchester Road Race and the Hartford Marathon. A big part of the road race and the marathon training is the recovery afterwards, and I think that's an aspect that a lot of people forget about. So what we want to do is touch on a few tips on what you can do. One of the things that we're an expert on, of course, is feet. Being a certified pre-orthopedist and training our staff in that is after the road race, some of the things you're going to want to do is possibly change your socks, get into something fresh. Also get some different shoes on that are fresh, because after the 26 plus miles, your footwear actually loses its padding and support. So if you switch into something new, you'll be a lot more comfortable. And then on a different note, more for other parts of your body, it would be nutrition. Things that are balanced are going to have protein, some carbohydrates to replenish your body, like a peanut butter sandwich, a banana, different types of power bar recovery, and also some hydration, whether it's water or Gatorade, just to replenish everything your body needs. Some other recovery tips we have for you are to stay active after your race. Even though you're going to be tired, you're going to want to keep going because you want to bring your heart rate down gradually and not just let it drop. Just keep moving a little bit, and that's even for the next few days. Other things you want to do is stay away from really hot temperature things like a hot tub or a hot shower. Try and take a cool shower. It'll help with your muscle contraction and just make your body heal a little faster. All those things together will make it so that you can move on to your next race with more ease and less pain. At New Balance, our heart is in keeping people active. So even if you're not currently a runner, we'd like to get you running or walking, whatever would fit your lifestyle. One of the best ways to get started is to pick a local race walk, a 5K, and start training for it. It'll give you a goal, keep you healthier, and once you actually get to the race and complete it, you'll feel really good about yourself. Whether you're just starting out or you're an experienced runner, stop down and talk to us. We're here to help.
Welcome to Old Sturbridge Village, where early American comes to life. When you visit, you'll immerse yourself in the 19th century New England living. And to start our tour, we have our very own historian, Tom Kelleher.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Tom. Now tell me about the Stagecoach.
Sure, stagecoaches were how you got around early America. This stagecoach ran from Worcester to Hartford. This was a 12-hour trip between Worcester and Hartford.
And what's the ride like? Is it a little bumpy?
Like riding on a cradle on wheels, because the whole body is strung on these leather straps called thorough braces, so it more sways than bounces.
Oh, okay, so that doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, let's take a ride then. Okay. Oh, wow, this looks good. It's pretty roomy in here.
Well, it's roomy for the two of us, but if there were another person, especially my size, sitting on the seat between us,
right,
and then three more people bumping our knees, and then three more people behind them, it'd be a lot more crowded. Yeah. And sometimes they sold more than 9 tickets. The people inside would get to vote whether the 10th person can cram inside or had to ride up with the driver.
This is comfortable. It's not that bumpy. I expected it to be very bumpy, but you're right.
We're swaying on strap.
Back in the 19th century, they didn't have shoe stores, so you would have to visit the shoemaker.
Shoemaking was a very big business in New England, and in Massachusetts alone, they would make about 15 million pairs of shoes a year. As you stroll around Old Sturbridge Village, you'll learn what it was like to make a living back then.
We just got back from a quick walk with them.
I am making a tin candle lantern here. This is called a sunburst candle lantern. And as you can see, there has a sunburst on it.
The next step is to make that round point into a little curl on the end of the hook. That cliche, strike while the iron's hot, does apply. Welding is something that's only accomplishable by a blacksmith. We've been welding metal for 3,000 years.
So am I going to get my hands dirty?
Yes.
Yay.
Okay, get your hands wet.
Okay, get your hands wet, both hands.
One hand on the inside, and this hand on the outside. You push your fingers up against the fingers of the other hand. And you start from the bottom and you go very slowly to the top, and you thin that clay out, and it's going up. Excellent.
Huh, not bad for my first time.
sit.
That is
How was that?
pretty loud. Old Sturbridge Village is a full day of history, learning, and fun. For more information on their upcoming events, visit their website.
When I say the word Merlot, what do you think of? Probably a nice glass of wine. But here, Merlot on the water in East Windsor is so much more. Let's take a look. All right, Tom, so tell me about this banquet hall.
Merlot on the Water is a full-service banquet facility. We bought it 2 years ago, and it's taken that long to reconstruct the whole property. We do weddings, birthday parties, baby showers, and wedding showers, and just about anything you can imagine here. If you want to have a party, this is definitely the place to come.
So Tom, your daughter, Victoria, she's the youngest of three. I understand that Victoria is really responsible for not just planning the event, the celebration, but she's also the person that coordinates the menu as well.
She will design any menu that you need along with the chef.
And so it's a happy place and with great history.
It was a saloon back in the late 1800s. The building is about 150 years old. Prior to the saloon, though, it was a stagecoach drop-off area. From the Western Mass area to Tolland, Connecticut, the people would stop by here from the stagecoach. They'd be able to water the horses. They'd be able to feed the horses. And if it was late at night, they could even get a room.
You are celebrating your 25th anniversary, so I gather you're going to celebrate it here, right?
You know, I think we will.
I need to talk to Victoria.
Tell her to do a good job and plan a party for me.
You got it.
All right.
So Victoria, how perfect is this that we're having Merlot on the water, literally?
Mar, I thought you'd really like it.
Well, I do. You got that right. Let's take a moment and tell me about what room we're in here.
Right now we're in the groomsmen suite. This is the downstairs of the house. There's a full bar in here, there's a fireplace, as well as a TV.
Okay, because that's important, right?
Definitely, catching those last few minutes of the game to calm your nerves. Upstairs is a full bridal suite. The bride has her own room where she can do her makeup and her hair, as well as there's a bridesmaid's room. There's also their own bathroom.
This is the place to call for whatever the occasion may be.
This is the place to call. If you're working on, you know, a $20 budget or you're working on a $50 one, there's no reason a couple shouldn't get married.
I did like the intimacy of the room and the brightness and the old world charm that it offered, and it's everything I wanted for my wedding reception.
When you were a child, I think 13, you actually said to your dad, I want a bar by the water.
I might have needed to specify what type of water, but...
If you don't ask for salt water, you don't get it, right? Chef Carl, that is delicious. Thank you so much. And Victoria, good luck to you. Congratulations. It's a great business, and I know you're going to do great. And Tom, you made it all happen, so thank you so much. So the next time you think of Merlot on the water. For more information, check out their website. What a wonderful place for that special event. I had so much fun there. Speaking of special events, I have this week's fun trivia question for you. Okay, so bridal registries are a great way for engaged couples to share what they need for their brand new life together, right? So, do you know when the first bridal registries started? Well, I'll have the answer for you when we come back. Welcome back to Northeast Living. So, did you figure out when bridal registries first started? Well, it was in 1924 by Macy's, then known as Marshall Field's. Oh, the good old days, right? Well, today there is a gem of a store that offers that old world charm with choices for the bride-to-be and many other great ideas for any special occasions. I did some serious shopping. Take a look. I love to shop, and special occasions deserve the best and the most thoughtful gifts. I'm here in Waterbury, Connecticut at Elizabeth Richard Gifts to do a little, well, maybe not so little, shopping. Lori Green is the owner, and she's going to take me around. Hey, Lori.
Hi, Mar. How's it going?
Great. So we're going to do a little shopping, right?
Yeah, let me show you around.
Okay. This is the perfect place to come if you're looking for something unique that you're not going to find anywhere else. Tell me a little bit, Lori, about your experience, because you hand select everything that you find here.
I do. I hand select everything. I bring the family with me. We go to shows together. My children are 11 and 13. They help me pick out things that are relevant at their age group. My husband comes. He gives me opinions on what he likes. So we really, we put a lot of thought and a lot of love goes into picking every piece of merchandise that's in here.
Kind of an old world experience when you come in here. Talk to me a little bit about that.
I remember going into stores when I was young with my grandmother and my aunt and my mother, and I wanted to replicate that feeling. The feeling of customer service and the free gift wrapping and somebody helping you out to your car with your packages and things like that. And I think we're doing a pretty good job here.
I totally get it. So this is truly the place you come for the to me, from me, love me gift, or that special gift for someone else.
Absolutely. We've got something for everybody on your list.
And let's talk a little bit about what you can find here.
You can find things from all the way from kitchen gifts to entertaining gifts, gifts for the baby, gifts for your pet, and of course, something for yourself.
All under one roof. And
All
then
under
when
one
you're
roof.
done, gift wrapped, and you can even get the card here.
Absolutely.
So I need to do some shopping because I have so many different gifts that I need to get, and I see so many wonderful things
You
here.
better get started, Mark.
Okay, let's go. One for you and two for me. Another perfect gift. Here you go. This
right.
too. And my hat.
Are you all done, Mar?
Nope. They even have a gift registry. I think I have everything I need. Shop online or visit the store. Elizabeth Richard, for the way you live your life. Come on, guys.
Strolling the 19th century coastal village here at Mystic Seaport is like exploring America Maritime firsthand. The streets will transport you back in time as you encounter historians, musicians, and storytellers.
To learn more about the history and charm of Mystic Seaport, Dan McFadden gave us a first-class tour.
This is the cooperage where we make barrels, and as you know, barrels held whale oil among other things, and were very important for the shipping trades.
Jeff Rossi is one of the interpreters at Mystic Seaport, and he's mastered the art of barrel making.
The buildings here are not replicas. They were actually relocated from locations around New England.
They're actual real buildings from the mid-1800s or earlier. This is the mast hoop shop. And these were used, the sails would be attached to these and go up and down the mast. And what's cool, again, like a shipsmith, is that this is all original gear.
The shipsmith shop is fully operational, and they have blacksmiths working very hard to maintain all the ships.
And we actually use it to build stuff for our vessels in the museum right now.
They also have a hand-pump fire engine that was built in 1950s from Block Island, and a fully working printing press, where they put stories together one letter at a time.
Okay, Dan, so can I make a withdrawal here?
Not anymore. No, all the money is gone.
The money may be gone, but Mystic Bank has been around for a long time.
We have horse-drawn carriages that you can take around the village. We also have our green where we do a lot of plays, one called Tale of the Whaler. So this is our small boat livery. These are all historic rowboats and small sailboats that you can rent.
Mystic Seaport waterfront features the tall ships and historic vessels that you can actually climb aboard and explore. 4 of those ships are nationally historic landmark vessels. The MSC Berry is one of the oldest surviving commercial vessels in America. The LA Dunton Fisher schooner is also one of the few remaining vessels of her type in the country. The Sabino steamboat is one of the oldest wooden coal-fired steamboats still in operation, and you can board her for a cruise around Mystic. Their crown jewel of the collection is the Charles W. Morgan. She was built in 1841, and she's outlived all others of her kind. She's under renovation now, but they expect to launch her back in the water real soon.
End of October, first week of November, we're celebrating the 70th anniversary of the Charles W. Morgan coming here to Mystic. The museum will be free on November 5th, so we've got a lot of things happening in Mystic Seaport this fall.
I hope you enjoy your visit as much as I've enjoyed mine. For more information on upcoming events here at Mystic Seaport, visit their website.
Welcome to Roseburg Gardens. I've often get comments about my collection of hydrangeas in the garden. People often say to me, how do you get them so large, so beautiful, and such a variety of color? Let me share with you some of my favorite hydrangeas in the garden. Let's start with the Annabelle hydrangea. This flower is huge. Look at that. And what's so wonderful about the Annabelle hydrangea, it starts beautiful white and then it turns to this wonderful little emerald green color later in the season. It's a guaranteed bloom, so if you trim it, it will come back and it will give you a flower. That is a must-have in your garden. Let's talk about hydrangeas that don't bloom. Well, sometimes that does happen. And when you don't get any flowers, go ahead and maximize and use the evergreen clippings from it. Here's a perfect example of just the stalks of the greenery from the hydrangea. What I've done here is I've complemented it with the PG hydrangea. This comes in a topiary shaped form and it hangs off beautifully for any kind of anchor in the garden. All you need is 2 flowers, lots of clippings of the greenery to make a big impact. Now, I also never like to see stems. So here's a huge hosta, and what I do with this leaf is I fold it and then I stick it into the vessel so I never see any of the stems. It's just a great little trick. I have a variety of different hydrangeas here, and people often ask me, how do I get their colors to be so unique and so many different varieties? Well, hydrangeas like acid soil, and depending upon the acid soil will determine exactly what color you get. I simply allow them to be the best they can be. I don't try to manipulate their soil. Here's a perfect example of a variety of different colors. Some of them are guaranteed to be a color based upon the variety, such as this. This is called the Blushing Bride. It will give you a wonderful white flower. Then I have the Endless Summer, which will give you a nice blue, but it can also vary to purple as well. Then, of course, we go back to the Endless Summer because they're also now available as a lace cap. And what's so wonderful about the lace cap is that it is a flatter type of flower, and the bees love this. Again, the colors will vary, but let them be. Enjoy them as they are. Having a hydrangea plant in your garden, once you have one, you will realize you will continue to add more in your garden. Hydrangeas are a wonderful way to get color from early summer all the way to late fall. There's no better place to go to than IKEA in New Haven, and Dale's had the experience of working with me because recently we transformed the house and I did a living room, a dining room, and a seating area. I mean, it was a clean palette to start with.
With all the accessories and the lighting and all kinds of fun things.
Let's start with really what was the focal point in the living room, and that was the inspiration of the wall unit that I saw downstairs when we first entered IKEA. And that really, to me, spoke great volumes as to what the space should look like, right?
And that whole series is called our Bestest series. And what's great about it is you start with what your needs are. So the size of your TV and what you want to store in it and how you're going to use it. And then you design from there, and you can customize it to the style of your door, the color, everything. And I loved how you said, well, he likes to entertain and he needed a place to store all of his bartending things. So we had a little bar area in there, which was great.
If you remember, his favorite color was green, and I was even able to find artwork that represented exactly his personality.
Yeah, and I love that painting you chose for the dining room too. That was really pretty.
Let's talk about the dining room, because the dining room just totally rocked. Remember those lucite chairs? I did a little mix and match.
I love those. Those are our Tobias chairs, and they actually are, some of our products, we're lowering our prices, and they're gorgeous, and they were really fun to put together.
The last area was really that little section before you went up the stairs that I like to call the nook. So if you remember, he had that horrible lazy boy chair that was destined to be thrown out. Okay. 1, 2, go. And I threw that in the dumpster and I sprayed it RIP in black spray paint to make sure nobody else would use it, because it really was time for something new. but I really found these wonderful faux leather chairs here that were great to scale, but they were also inviting. I always say, if you have one chair, you'll always be single. I gave them two, one wonderful ottoman, and it was a perfect little nook. Now, I really wanted to do his kitchen, so maybe next time, do you think we can do a kitchen?
I would love to. Look at this gorgeous.
I mean, this is a great kitchen, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, promise me we'll do a kitchen one day.
Well, maybe.
I have to work on her. For more information, please check out IKEA in New Haven for all your design needs, regardless what your style may be. This is the place to come for value, style, and the best service. Don't go away. We'll have more Northeast Living right after this. Welcome back to Northeast Living. So coming up next, I have a very touching story for you. You might remember after the tragic home invasion at the Pettit's house in July of 2007, well, family members went back to the home to see if anything could be salvaged. Well, at that time, Michaela Pettit's uncle discovered her garden, and the seeds from the Michaela Garden Project were sown. Elaine Irvin had the chance to learn more about this, and we can all also do the same. Take a look.
All families go through their trials and tribulations, some more than others, like the Pettit family, whose name we're very familiar with through the national news. Although we may think tragedy when we hear the name, some good has come out of it. After losing his family in a home invasion that went awry back in July 2007, William Pettit asked his brother-in-law Dennis Chapman to go back to their home and get the flowers he and his 11-year-old daughter Michaela planted. Her favorite 4 o'clock flowers started a fundraising project that helps many families in need. Dennis Chapman explained to me how the project got started.
You know, this whole project started about 4 years ago when at the time I didn't know it was going to be a project. I didn't do it for that reason. I did it because we wanted to try to save something that kind of reminded us, you know, of Michaela and her passion for flowers and gardening and cooking. She loved to cook. People plant these flowers and collect the seeds, send the seeds back to the foundation. We have gardens now throughout the country, probably in 19 states that I'm aware of.
After receiving the seeds from the volunteers that help plant and harvest them, they place 25 seeds in each envelope to sell and raise money for the foundation.
We asked for a $10 donation for a pack of seeds. We can literally raise $250,000, $300,000 this year. That's going to help a lot of people.
The Michaela Garden Projects help support education and provide shelter for domestic violence victims, like the Prudence Crandall Center or the Susan B. Anthony Center. It also helps people with chronic disease because Jennifer Pettit had MS.
This is what the seeds look like, and they're about the size of peppercorns.
It's easy to seed them then, right?
Very easy. This is one of the 4 o'clocks that we put in 2 months ago. This flower will die off, and a seed will set at the base of it here. And this is green now. That has to mature a little bit more, and it will turn brown and black. While that's happening, this other one here, which is a couple of days behind it, will come out and bloom. They come out in stages. This will literally bloom from now until first frost. When I plant mine in the spring, I loosen the ground, the surface a little bit, not a lot. You can use your finger, you can use a pencil or whatever, just make a slight indentation. Drop your seed down in there, put it in there, cover it up. It all starts with a seed and a little patting them down to make them cozy. That was one of Michaela's favorite expressions.
So if you want to help out with the Michaela Garden Project, you can either donate money or your time. Visit their website for more information.
Thanks, Elaine. What a moving story. As a gardener, what a wonderful way to remember someone. And there you have it. On behalf of everyone here at Northeast Living, thank you so much for watching. And make sure you stay tuned for Cars.com's On the Road. Coming up next. I'm Mark Jennings, and let's keep the line of communication open. Find us at Facebook and Twitter. Goodbye, everyone.